أكبر الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول حي على الفلاح حي على لا إله إلا الله.
إن لله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله وأنه صلى الله عليه كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. أما بعد فيقول الله يا أيها الناس اتقوا منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. خير من اصطفى, the best among all prophets, the chosen one, that encompasses everyone with the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, people, كافة, for everyone. Not for a certain community, not just for the Arabs, not is an invitation for every single human being that's walking, including mankind and jinnkind on this planet. Alhamdulillah, He bestowed upon us. And we start by making dua for our brothers and sisters in their lands. We have been talking about what's happening, people being killed. Until now, there are people who cannot speaking right now. There are people who are continuously struggling of the genocide. Today, I want to tackle some questions there in your work field, in your school, by your neighbors, in the midst of everything that is happening. Yesterday, I did receive questions from non-Muslims, and I would like to share these questions with the manner that we answer with when we're asked these questions. Because the Jews claim the right, and the Muslims claim to exist in those lands. Tackle this question, history, but it's also about approach. It was neither one of them, neither the Jews, recorded history. And there was actually a tribe that ruled from the Canaanites. They're called the Philistines for a long time. Dawood alayhi salam and Jalut. وقتل, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وقتل داود جالوت. When Dawood alayhi salam stood up right into the forehead of Jalut as a king after that, he gained the reputation and he took power. And I didn't say that per se like that, but I said prophets, that is mentioned in the Quran. While these prophets came all with the same consistent message. So Dawood alayhi salam, that we also claim Musa, before Dawood and before Sulaiman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did tell Musa to enter the lands that Allah has written for you. With Musa alayhi salam, if they followed Musa alayhi salam. So the first settlement was Musa alayhi rhetoric of the Quran. They're all Muslims. They're submitters to one God. Who asammakum, and given to any believer in one God. So when we say Muslim, in essence, it means Dawood and Sulaiman, who had the kingdom, and Sulaiman and that's number one. Number two, we have to recognize that Dawood alayhi salam said, we are Jewish prophets. It was never about the race, and what they preached and walked with is the message. It's not about, the concept is also mentioned in the Quran, where the Israelites will claim, قالوا قالت اليهود والنصارى بل أنتم بشر ممن خلق يغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء. We are the children of God, they say, and we are the chosen ones, وأحباؤه, the loved ones and the chosen ones of God. Then you know what Allah responds to them? That He has created. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives. Not look at your race. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He sent, so if Dawood or Sulaiman were to be alive, or Musa alayhi salam, you think He would be pleased with a lot of good Jewish people? And the Torah Karta is a movement, a lot of good rabbis that speak about they are the voices of peace. It is actually unmerciful to not kill the children of Palestine. We have to kill the children of Palestine. This is an act of mercy. Wow, Allahu Akbar, determine the future of these kids. He has given him, that's his message to the world. So this is approach was. This is exactly what Fir'aun said. Let's kill the children. He tried to annihilate the Israelites. It's the same approach. He said, if you kill, he was holding a sign that said, if you kill all the children, there will still be one Moses who will live. This is the same approach. They're not learning from their own history. In the Holocaust, they haven't learned. So you practice what you suffered on other people. Subhanallah. So these are some things we talked. And what matters to us is justice. It's not race. Even our scholars. He says, إذا خيرت بين إمام كافر الكافر العادل لأن عدله لي وكفره عليه. Ibn al-Qayyim says, if I were to and a Muslim leader that practices dhulm, I benefit from his justice. While a Muslim corrupt leader, this is the philosophy of a Muslim. We are about justice. Trying to fight the Jews, and we are the Muslims, we have the right. That's not merely the case. The case is about truth and falsehood. The case is about justice. حق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. Understand and will put a block on you. So we have to be careful when we're talking to them, not to create a block, but to open up a discussion. When we look at history, let history speak. The Jews have always, with so much peace, and nobody has given them as much lands. He allowed them to keep everything they have. Nobody's going to touch the taxes now. Al-Jizya. And Umar ibn al-Khattab, in fact, in the Sahih, asking and begging for money. Almost lost his sight, and he's walking. Then he went to him. He went hastening to him. And he said, Wallahi ma ansafnak if dafa'at al-Khattab. When he saw this man begging for money, he didn't look, and he went to him and he said, Wallahi ma ansafnak, we are not fair to you. You paid your taxes when you were young, and now we see you begging in the streets. Sufficient for him. This is how a Muslim leader treated an old Jewish man. They migrated from everywhere. They migrated the world. They were deprived from their rights, and that is witnessed in history. Live as human beings. And it's important under Muslim rulings. This is how it was. And not to settle in the Holy Land. The Crusaders were a lot more cruel of Al-Quds. And they banned them from coming in. They came from Morocco. They even came from England, and they came from France. And they migrated, and how Muslims are being treated right now. And to compare that has a very cruel hands to build their settlements on the shoulders and the blood. At the end of the day, it's about whoever is settling there. They believe that they have the right to establish the state. This is what we're against. We're not against a religion. We're not against a race. We're against dhulm. A lot of people, that's the first time that they are learning about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. That's close to 1 million people were also exiled in the 1948, and since the time of the declaration of Balfour, Wa'ad Balfour. When Britain, for Rothschild, he granted Palestine, Israel, said, now you can settle here. That's your land. Formal formation of giving Israel the rights to kill and settle. That's 67. Massacre / expulsion of Palestinians. They were killed left and right. They were exiled from. You can see it enlivened the damir. They're going out in demonstrations. Evil in leadership. And this is one student asked me, what about Hamas? Didn't they start the conflict on October the 7th? Really quick. Hamas formed 16 years ago. The occupation has been going on now almost 100 years. Were taken away from them. They are only a natural human response. If you were confined to a place, if I controlled you, that's what I was telling them yesterday. And decide when, based on my mood, food will come in and out to you. And I build a wall against yours, doing that to you. Naturally, you want to fight back. Naturally, you want to liberate yourself. Whether we stand with them or we don't stand with them, it's just an observation. Except those who have no shelter right now. Ya Rabb al-Alameen. Ameen, ameen. إن الله اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك لنا فيما من واليت تباركت ربنا وتعاليت وأقم
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah. Qad qamati salati, qad qamati salah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
بسم الله الحمد إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم ولا الضالين ولقد آتينا داود منا فضلا لنا له الحديد صالحا إني بما الله أكبر الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم عليهم ولا الضالين والعاديات ضبحا فوسطن به جمعا إن الإنسان لربه لكنونه لحب الخير لشديد إن ربه الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Tonight we have Friday night at 7 p.m. with dinner as usual. There's an announcement I wanted to make. We have a brother in the community who wants to sell his business. It's a carpet cleaning business. It's established. He has so many accounts under his belt, and he wants to sell it, and he wants then to donate a big amount of that money to the new number. If you're interested to invest in a business, that will eventually bring money back to the community, inshallah. That's why we're announcing. We're changing it to 6 a.m. inshallah tomorrow morning, and with breakfast in the land discussion.
Das heißt es nicht. Okay, okay. اسمع you guys I was like, where are you going? Oh, okay.
You're okay. You got it? Yeah. It's not bad. You don't need to tie down. I tie down loose. Yeah, And where is it right now?
Should be enough. Quality.
And then after that, she moved on and she did that. And that's it. Good. Yeah. Oh, yes, that last time I came to cheer myself up and I was more miserable than I was when I came. I understand, I know, but
Consecutively all, you know, making us feel.
but the only good side of them is that between Hamas, this man has been with Muslims for so many years. And then when he became a mayor, over a sudden, he just decided to stay. Hitler guts now. I will always say, we condemn the war. But they can't. And then the stupid Israel has another side. So when Israel comes to get food, well, you've done
I think half is right.
every time. You know what? It's not easy. Also, I make up my time all week so I can take it, and then my day's over, so I don't. And it's out come here because it's more convenient.
The structure.
But yeah, but the layoff.
They have the ramp. I mean, it's not on the scale.
Yeah, but you're gonna be alone with the net side. How we're gonna keep. When we went twice, he stayed in the office. He stayed. Right.
There's a bunch of chairs that people sit there. You can sit there.
Oh.
I don't want to just like behind the office.
So you're talking about at the very, very end of the road.
Right.
I see. And then the restroom also is way high. If he wants to. We have lots of them.
Well, we can start it. So it's not like we all are going downward. Keep going.
Yeah, that's mainly why we come here. And we like that too.
You want to change?
No, I'm good. But with better sound, it's the same.
They're living in Florida, so.
But inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is gonna.
Assalamualaikum.
I don't think
At
so.
home.
No, I mean, if you live home, everybody has to, everybody. No, she does work hard because her job, either she's studying her feet.